Live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truths and around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. Over 80 show partners now with the Real Estate Quarterback Show and our second brand, the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we all want to entertain, we want to educate, but most importantly, we want to enlighten and engage.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Helping you win in any marketplace. Now, I want you to pull out your smartphone, save our consumer advocate hotline number in your phone. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894.
Baby, don't forget my number.
And I want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available. Links to all of our expert contributors at realestateradiotampa.com. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win. Let's go around the horn now. Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks in here in the studio with me. We got first up Mr. John Grant-EAG-LED Lighting. Welcome back in.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I'm excited watching you dance. That was fun.
Man. That's good stuff, right?
I thought you were going to start pulling it out.
You saw those moves. We also have Shawn Yesner, attorney Shawn Yesner, in the house as well, our financial solutions attorney.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, Brandon. Appreciate the opportunity. I've got a couple of things to talk about today: loan modifications, bankruptcy, some other really, uplifting stuff that we can talk about on the show today.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And also Teo Leonard, the web design ninja of Tampa Bay.
Good day, Brandon. Welcome to be back. Today we're going to talk about a new site that we have, chancetowin.org, which offers nonprofits of all sizes the ability to increase their fundraising and produce simple results via online raffles.
I love it.
And now I know for sure I just added 2 more guys to my wolf pack.
That's right, 2 more guys to the wolf pack. All right, we're back here. We're having some fun with you. I'm Brandon Rhymes. I'm your host. I'm also the owner of Platinum MVP Realty. So I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that I've got here. This is a beautiful Corey Lake Isles property up in New Tampa, 18003 Cozumel Isle Drive. Great opportunity for a beautiful property. It's listed at $1.199 million. Over 3,600 square feet, and it's got a very unique setup. It's a modern, chic design, elegant, 24-inch custom tiles throughout the home. Even the stairwell is glass. So you literally see down to the first level. You've got an infinity edge pool and on a large lake here. So great buying opportunity. 18003 Cozumel Isle Drive, as well as another waterfront beauty here, 8156 Causeway Boulevard South in St. Petersburg. It's basically a Treasure Island property, but the address is St. Petersburg, and it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, 125 feet water frontage, a new seawall, and just a nice buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay with waterfront Boca Ciega Bay access at 8156 Causeway Boulevard South in St. Petersburg. So for this or any other of your real estate questions, if you'd like to see our other listings, remember to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. You can click on the Expert Contributors tab, see our partners, click on the Listings tab, see our listings, and also watch the live stream. You can watch our television show at the website as well. And so some great properties here in Tampa Bay. Also going to discuss in our before our lightning round in the fourth segment here, a proposal that could put a toll on Howard Franklin Bridge. This is from Fox 13 News. We'll talk about that and kind of do a little debate here in studio. But let's go ahead and plug our sponsors. Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay. Back in Health Massage. Big shout out to Michael Vogt, helping people with neck, back, shoulder, hip, and leg pain feel better. And he's located at 3750 Gun Highway, suite number 106 in Tampa, at the intersection of Gun, Bush, and Dale Mabry. Voted top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay by the readers of the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards. And a big shout out as well to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Shout out to the Maids. They are referred for a reason. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids. They clean a lot of our real estate properties. They do a great job. So let's go around the horn here and go ahead and start talking with Mr. John Grant. He's also the star of our Friday Night Live show, along with TBYFL, Scott Levinson, the president, and having a lot of fun on Friday nights.
Yeah, we are having fun on Friday nights. It's fun to talk about youth sports and people be interested in it. So
yeah, it is.
We have a good time.
A lot of creative. Juices flowing on the Friday night show. We love the the impact with the community and some of the callers, folks calling in on that live show and having a good time. And Connor doing a good job producing it for you guys.
Oh, I love Connor. Connor does a great job. Last week, though, he had a busted car, so he wasn't there. But, yeah, we love Connor. Connor's great. But, now here we are today talking a little business.
Yeah.
Obviously, with what we do in EAG-LED, we're helping these businesses, we're helping these, communities, municipalities save a ton of money. As you and I have discussed many of times,
right.
the LED revolution's coming.
Yep.
We're still a few years away from it, but we've really done an excellent job, at least in this community, and we're working our way throughout the U.S., but entrenching ourselves so that as that revolution starts to hit, they know where to go. We've got some phenomenal clients out there, some big hotels and some large property groups and, banking institutions. And we're proud, we're proud what we do. We actually were talking about a property, a program that we just did, or a facility we just did. It was about 40,000 square feet. The total cost for the renovation of the lights was about $50,000. Now, this is a 24-hour day, 3-shift facility.
Wow.
The overall reduction of energy was about 75 and some odd percent, right around 75%.
75%. Wow.
Of their energy on their lighting, from a lighting standpoint.
That's huge.
Yes. And not only was it huge from that standpoint, but they literally were saving about almost $7,000 a month in monthly, payments off of their energy bill. So the return on investment was well under a year, 6-7 months. And in addition to all of that, they had a rebate that came to them of almost $30,000.
Wow.
So which was almost 60% of the entire project. So it was a big deal, a big numbers game. And at the end of the day, they came to us and said, you know what? We have the cash flow. But do you offer financing? Yep, absolutely. We financed it. It was about $1,100 a month. And they're not only reaping the cash flow from the savings per month of $6,000+ versus what they're paying, but they're also about to get that rebate check. And that's straight cash flow again to them to either make the payments or, do as they want with. So we're not only making a big difference in these businesses on making better quality lights, but we're really making a huge financial difference in something that they're already paying for on the bottom line. It's a straight line expense that they're already paying for on their P&L. So, we try to get people to understand, don't be afraid to at least have us come out and see what the rebates and incentives are available to you.
Right.
There are parts of Tampa Bay area that don't have rebates, but there are parts that do. And they're still there for you, and don't miss out on them, and especially the EPAC tax credit 179D, that's active now till December 31st of this year. So if you're sitting around on the sidelines and you're not sure what you want to do, that's 60 cents a square foot. Wow. That's what the tax credit is. So if you have a 30, 20, 10, whatever 1,000 square foot facility, 60 cents per square foot is your tax deduction plus rebates that may be available to you through your power company.
Wow.
And again, we can finance it.
Yep.
So we can make it so you're saving still money every month and not having to come out of pocket. So, we want folks to hit us up. We want you to, to get us on the web, check us out, do some search engines of our social media, see some of the interviews and see some of the things that are out there that we really believe will make a huge difference, to your business.
Yeah, absolutely. If you just joined us, that's John Grant with REQB Lighting. And just think about it, if you're the manager that brings John in and the ownership, just think about how happy the ownership was going to be with you when they experience the 70-something% decrease in energy. They get the $20,000 rebates. You got all these advantages. The financing is available to further help cash flow. And then just think about it as well, you're doing something good for the environment.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's all the way around. Not only think about that side of it. But think about when we're changing out, like we have a lot of property management companies. We do a lot of hotels and a lot of apartment complexes. Well, guess what 80% of that lighting is? It's all exterior.
Right.
So all your parking lot lights, all of your lights that are, 1,000-watt metal halides, we're actually getting up there, changing those out, cutting those by 80%, and eliminating all the maintenance and the bucket trucks and all that stuff to get up to them.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Great stuff. I want to remind you, all of our expert contributors can be found at consumerqb.com. Click on the expert contributors tab, and that's John Grant with REQB. More from John when we come back. We're also going to talk with attorney Shawn Yesner, talk about some financial solutions and a little bit about debt and ways that you can attack it head on. And also later in the show, the web design ninja, Mr. Captain Teo Leonard, is going to be speaking with us as well. So stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by the official restaurant partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, and that's Hula Bay. Big shout out to Hula Bay down in South Tampa on Tyson Avenue, located right next to Freedom Boat Club and the big storage for your boathouse storage there. Waterfront ambiance, excellent food, amazing service, and a great partner down there at Hula Bay, the official restaurant partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Say hello to Mike Finnegan. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for a free water with lemon. He's going to take care of it. He's going to hook you up down there. And before we jump back into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that we have here. I've got a commercial opportunity at 700 St. Petersburg Drive West in Oldsmar, Florida. It's a 1,375 square foot building on a corner lot, $295,000. Great potential here. Commercial building on a quarter-acre MOL with 50 feet of frontage on St. Petersburg Drive West in Oldsmar. And another hot property is our hot property of the month is 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa. This is a beach park beauty. Large estate-style lot, huge backyard with an estate-style pool, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, listed at $1.9 million for over 4,800 square foot living area, and it's a unique Spanish architecture with a modern flair. So check it out. Great properties here.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And also a big shout out to Smart Move Moving and Storage, the official moving partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Smart Move Moving and Storage, they do a great job on a lot of the local moves. Say hello to Hannah and her team at Smart Move Moving and Storage, located in Pinellas County. And let's go ahead and jump back into it, John. We're talking about, as a business owner, you have these large facilities, and many times, larger facilities, smaller facilities, you still would help well. But, you're able to go in and you're change the lighting out. You're able to help them experience savings and efficiency, not only the cost, but also the cooling, the heating element of the lighting. You have opportunities for tax rebates, tax incentive. Let's focus in more on that.
You're hired, man.
Does that run out?
You're in. Listen, can you cover this area?
Hey, does that run out now at the end of the year? I mean, is that something people need to have a timeline on?
Yeah, I mean, the EPAC tax credit expires this year. It may get, re-upped. It was, I think, 2 or 3 times now it's been extended. It was originally passed in 2005, so it's been around for a while.
Yep.
There are other aspects to it, so it's not just LED lighting. The LED portion is 60 cents a square foot. So, yeah, I mean, there's some incredible incentives and savings out there. You hit some really good nails on the head. And I think a lot of times these facility operators and managers, the savings becomes kind of peripheral to them because, like we were talking about, getting up on the lifts, hiring an electrician to get up there to do it. Maybe our buddy Manny Polizzi, over. But again, but you still have to get somebody out there to do that. There he is. Hey, Manny. You're still going to have to get somebody out there to do that. You're still going to have to rent the lift. You're still going to have to pay for the replacement cost.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the heat and all the different aspects of what goes on with it is a nightmare. So, to be able to eliminate all of that and save a bunch of money and have a company like us that can come out and install it for you if you need to, can, obviously do the rebate programs for you and do the research, fill out the paperwork, make sure the certifications are properly so that you get your money. You know what I mean? So you got a world-class, team behind you.
That's right. Making you more street smart here on the Real Estate Quarterback Show, giving you that helicopter view of the marketplace. And that's John Grant-EAG-LED lighting. And also, can help you with your business. He's also a hell of a coach on the some of the youth sports here.
Thank you.
Check out Friday Night Live. Scott Levinson, they do a great show. Talk a little sports on the show as well. And let's go ahead and talk with the attorney in the house. Let's go to the attorney. Ask the attorney here, Mr. Shawn Yesner.
Yeah.
So
ask the attorney. So what I thought I'd do, bankruptcy is a topic that I enjoy doing. It's an area of law that I enjoy doing, but it can be a little morbid at times. It can be a little scary. It can be a little intimidating. So I thought it'd be fun to tell a couple of funny stories.
Hey, I love stories.
Around bankruptcy court. So I just did some research. One of the episodes, one of my podcast episodes that's probably coming out in the next month or so, why are all the bankruptcy chapters odd numbered? And so you've got chapters 1, 3, and 5. Those are all the administrative chapters. How does the plan work? How do we do different things? Why are certain hearings scheduled, meetings scheduled, whatever? Chapter 7 is what people know about. That's liquidation. That's I'm wiping my hands. My debts are gone.
Yep.
Chapter 9 is for municipalities. The last one to file one was Detroit. Jefferson County in Birmingham, Alabama, filed one. Couple other municipalities.
Flint, Michigan, maybe?
Yeah, a couple of the municipalities filed bankruptcy. Chapter 11 is the one that people get confused a lot. Chapter 11 is for corporations or people that don't qualify for Chapter 13. Chapter 11 is reorganization. Then you got Chapter 12, the one even number chapter. Chapter 12 is for family farmers.
Okay.
So not a lot of Chapter 12s being filed, not a lot of farmers filing bankruptcy, but
back where I'm from, maybe.
Maybe,
Down LaBelle,
yeah.
Immokalee.
So then Chapter 13, which is the other one that a lot of people know about, that's the individual reorganization. So I want to take all my debts, pay them off 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar, whatever, over a 5-year bankruptcy plan.
Yep.
that was it for a while. And so the reason that the code is odd numbered is because Congress wanted to allow for expansion of the bankruptcy code. If we have a section we really want to add in, we've got all these even numbered chapters to do it. So when they expanded the code in 2005, they wanted to add in a provision for companies that file bankruptcy abroad but still have some kind of interest here in the U.S. So they said, well, we need to add another chapter to the bankruptcy code. We've got all these even numbers available. So this new chapter about cross-border insolvencies, cross-border bankruptcies, we're going to call that Chapter 15.
Nice. Okay.
And they just tacked on an odd-numbered chapter at the end of the bankruptcy code. So
isn't it funny how like attorney humor is?
Yeah.
Like that, to them, that's hysterical.
Exactly.
Hey, I got some laughs here in studio.
I know.
Although it does follow my opinion of our Congress, and I'm not making any kind of political statements here, but I've always said that they do a great job until someone throws something bright and shiny into the center of the room, and then they got all distracted and
ADD.
crazy.
Well, they have a 12% approval rating last time I checked.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the government. There's a lot of things happening that is we're tired of it as citizens. Let's put it that way.
So attorneys are beating somebody in terms of
There you go.
confidence. Right?
There we go. The one bonus point.
I love attorneys. It's just funny that you have that different sense of humor. If it was a room full of attorneys, you guys would have been crying right now.
Yeah,
Tears coming out
exactly.
of people's eyes.
So
We're talking with Shawn Yesner here on the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Attorney Shawn Yesner, YesnerLaw.com. Okay, financial solutions. So, loan modification, short sales, a lot of real estate law over at your firm as well. Bankruptcy. Debt is a 4-letter word, but it's something that you can do about it. Don't deny it. Don't despair it. We want you to reach out. Our hotline number again is 813-917-1894. 813-917-1894. You can call or text that number anytime. You heard from John Grant talk about LED lighting. If you want to talk with the attorney here, consultations are free, and we're, attorney Shawn Yesner in the house.
Yeah. So we'll do all of that. Somebody who's finds himself in a place where income's dropped, maybe expenses have gone up, the credit card bills are piling up. The credit card companies were forced to put on their statements now, your minimum balance is X amount of dollars, and if you pay that minimum balance, it'll take you however many hundreds of years.
48 years,
to pay off your debt.
Yeah.
So, but we'll go over all those options. What
Yeah.
does a bankruptcy look like? 7 or 13? What does a loan modification look like?
Yeah.
Is there a house involved? Is there a business involved? What other assets do you own? Can you keep your house? Normally the answer is yes. Can you keep your car? Most of the time the answer is yes. And so we'll go over all of that stuff, and I'll come up with a couple different options, and you can do this or that, and you choose option A, B, C, and let's go. And I've been able to eliminate over probably the course of my career hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, if not millions of dollars of debt, and get people out of that quicksand.
Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of people is they have something and they think, oh, well, I might get that bonus, and then maybe I'll take some money. Here's the worst, right? I'll take some money out of my savings or my IRA, or maybe, some type of a plan that they have in place, or money that their grandparents left them. And so they're taking money from a source that's protected in many cases. I'll let you explain, Shawn.
Yeah, so IRAs, 401ks, a lot of those types of tax advantage savings plans, retirement plans are protected under Florida law. So you never want to pull from a 401k to pay off an unsecured debt, especially when Visa's not going to be able to tap your 401k to get repaid. Even Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, the mortgage companies, they're not going to be able to hit your 401k if they want some kind of deficiency. So I would always reserve that as a last option. There are some times when it makes sense. I had a client come in with like $1 million in their retirement account. So in that sense, maybe you want to tap a few $100, few $1,000 and get out of the quicksand.
Yeah. And the idea is if you're not sure about it, at least reach out, at least make some calls. We've heard many different times here on the show where, people have made literally $100,000 mistakes by not consulting an attorney, by not doing the title search on the property. I mean, we hear these stories, and that's our goal. Is we feel a strong moral obligation to help you as our valued listener, our valued viewers of our TV show. That's why we've done this. That's why we set up this show, and we've got these great folks that we surround ourselves with that come in and they take time out of their busy schedules to be a consumer advocate, and we want to engage you. That's the most important thing is consumerqb.com and 813 833-917-1894. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Call or text anytime. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. When we come back, we're going to talk more with the attorney and also the web design ninja here, Teo Leonard. So you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes, your host here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, recently featured in Top Agent Magazine. Just last week got called up, another feature story, Top Agent Magazine, Florida Realtor Magazine, the Business Journal, the Tribune, and others. We would love to help you with selling your real estate properties. There is a lack of inventory on the marketplace. We will give you a free comparable market analysis, sit down with you, free consultation, and ultimately let you decide what you think is best for your real estate assets. We'd love to help you sell them and list them properties. And got a couple of hot feature properties here as well. 5722 Tanager Side Road in Lithia, Parkside Village. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property in Fishhawk with a pool, 3,200 square foot. Great buying opportunity here. Just reduced the price down to $449,000 at 5722 Tanager Side Road in Lithia. And I've got a beautiful waterfront condo here at Sand Pebble Point Condo. 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, 8211 Brent Street, unit number 838. So you're on the 8th floor. Great view overlooking the water there. And it's an elegantly designed 2-bedroom, 2-bath waterfront condo and over 1,700 square feet, $389,000. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay.
No shoes, no shirt, and no problem.
All right, and this segment is brought to you by Cornerstone PEO. Big shout out to Greg Arnold, helping the business owners out there with payroll compliance and HR. Some of those roles as a business owner, you can focus on being great at what you do. Allow Cornerstone PEO and Greg Arnold to help you with the other things outside of that, as well as a big shout out to Robert Hessel with Source One Solutions. He's a Honeywell provider of security. He's our security partner with Source One Solutions. He's done the Amalie Arena and some other big projects as well, commercial, residential. Big shout out to Robert Hessel and his team over at Source One Solutions. All right, we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Beautiful South Tampa, Florida here, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., your most important hour on the radio. And also on the weekends, we have a show on 102.5 The Bone on the weekends as well on Sunday morning. And you can stream all of our shows live from our website, consumerqb.com. And we're talking with attorney Shawn Yesner here and talking about debt, talking about ways that you can live a better life. And I told him we wanted to call this audible here. So we're doing an audible 341, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm going to see here if I can make John legitimately laugh at one of my stories here. So
good luck with that.
So, I said earlier, the first 3 chapters are all administrative. Well, Chapter 3, Section 341, says there has to be a meeting of creditors whenever any bankruptcy is filed. And it's easy. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. You sit and talk with the trustee. I would be there as the attorney, or whatever attorney helped file the case would also be there. Very non-confrontational. If the client tells the truth, nothing bad's going to happen. It's just the trustee asking questions about what's in the petition. So I have one of my first ones, and you need to be at the 341 meeting. We send the client a standard letter. Their 341 meeting, their meeting of creditors, was scheduled for like 2 o'clock that afternoon. Yep. So I show up a few minutes before 2. I'm sitting in the room waiting for the client to show up. 2 o'clock comes, client's not there. 2:30, client's not there. Well, the trustee only reserves a half-hour block. So 2:30 comes and goes. The trustee says we're rescheduling this client's 341 meeting, their meeting of creditors. So, okay, fine. I go back to the office, get back to my work day. About 4:15 or so, the client walks into my office steaming mad. You weren't there. I said, well, yeah, I was. I was there from 2 to 2.
The wrong place. Huh?
I know I was there. I was in the right room. The trustee confirmed I was in the right, everything. I was in the right place. And she is mad. You were not there. You let me down. You're not and just going off. And I said, well, what time, I was there. Where were you? And she said, it's a 341 meeting. I walked in there at 3:40, ready for my 341. She thought 341 was the time of the meeting.
Okay, we laughed at that.
All right, that is actually funny. But it's only funny because she's like, not all there.
Yeah.
Mad at me. So it's now the meeting of creditors. I'm not going to call it the 341 meeting ever again.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, simplify.
Listen, you got a 2 p.m. meeting on your 341.
There you go, under Section 341.
Oh, good story, Shawn. Yeah, and that's Shawn Yesner, a longtime friend of the program here, and he wants to help you with any types of loan modifications, short sales, real estate law. Short sales are still relevant. I've just signed up a new one this week, and there was a lot of questions. So, I understand the questions and the concerns that folks have. This particular client, she moved to New York. She didn't have a job. She's very concerned, hey, am I going to have to pay money out of pocket? And no, typically no. The answer is no. If it's a primary residence property, you're not going to have to pay monies out of pocket. The banks are still working with, the primary residence, the mortgagors. And, so you still seeing some of those?
Yeah, although that law expires the end of this year, December 31, that forgiveness of debt exclusion on the short sale of a primary residence, that law sunsets December 31. So we'll see what happens in the election. Could go a big way towards whether that law continues or not into 2017 and beyond. It may come to an end here pretty soon.
Yeah, and then it's going to open up an opportunity potentially to have to realize that 1099 difference, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, so any forgiveness. So if there's a $100,000 deficiency, she may pick up $100,000 phantom income
Yeah.
by the bank saying we don't want to collect it anymore.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And, and I've seen this also happen where, the banks will work out a loan modification. They'll give the client a great rate. They'll kind of reduce a little bit of the principal. But then what happens is they also stick that client with a large balloon payment that's due 40 years down the road. And, to me, that's totally unfair. That's what these big banks do in many cases. The big banks on the corner, they took all of our bailout money and they bought the prime real estate on the corner of these major intersections. And then they stick the client with, $180,000, $200,000 balloon payments due 40 years down the line. So typically the American dream is to pay on your mortgage for 30 years. Now we have these 40-year mortgages to keep the payments low so they look good. Oh, we did this nice Band-Aid loan for you and made a payment low for you. But then what happens is, totally not fair.
Yeah, and no, they add all this. They take all the interest, all the garbage stuff. They throw it at the end of the loan. So now you think, great, I've been paying on this loan for another 20, 25 years. I've got it paid down to the point where I've got equity. Well, guess what? If you want to sell it, tack on another $150,000 if you want to sell it, because that's all the stuff we put at they put at the back of the loan.
And pray that the values increase, and because right now that this particular person in mind, it's not there. The value's not there. But hey, whole nother story. But we do want to remind you, we've got two great local lenders that are partners of the show. Please support your local economy, your local lenders. We work with Integrity Financial Services, Mark and Tony. Great guys. They've got a great team over there, kind of a boutique feel with their brokerage, mortgage broker business. And we also work with Kurt Lorden and Corey Jeffries over at Interlink Mortgage. Awesome team as well. So, different teams, two great lenders, your choice, who you may work better with as far as personality goes. But don't go into those big banks. They got the one or two loan programs. They're going to funnel you right into those types of programs, and you're supporting that whole Wall Street type of mentality. So I'm going to get off that bunny trail now. But let's go ahead and talk with Teo over here, the web design ninja back in the house. And he's got this cool website, chance2win.org. And I'll let you explain it, Teo.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, but some of the listeners know, we've been building websites for 32 years or 22 years and 10 months. So almost 23 years now. And a couple thousand customers and close to 3,300 websites. And our specialty has always been working with the business or the organization that we build the sites for and figure out what they need, how we can help them improve their processes, et cetera. And a couple of years back, we started doing more and more nonprofit work and working with the nonprofits. And as you know, all these nonprofits, they all run raffles. You go to an event, they have their 50-50. And the world has really changed. If you think about it, back when we were kids, you'd go to the Elks picnic or, the church picnic, et cetera, and, there's people handing out raffle tickets and, they're $2 or $5. But there's no way to manage that easily and incentivize them. And as you move into the 21st century, we look at it and go, okay, people aren't carrying cash anymore, so the parents for the youth sports teams, we just did a youth hockey league team that need to raise some money, and it's difficult. So what we did is we first looked at how they can maximize their donations, and when you're doing one ticket for $10, there's no way to manage in a traditional raffle 1 for 10, 3 for 25, 8 for 50, et cetera. So by creating an online system where the user who makes the donation actually gets a virtual ticket, in their email, they're able to change those contributions, and the average goes from, on a $10 ticket from $11.18 to about $65. So we've been able to grow that.
Very cool.
So
that's awesome, man. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to hear more from Teo coming up here. Talks about his business as well. Does a great job designing our websites and some awesome stuff going on in the Tampa Bay community. Also a proposal for Howard Franklin Bridge. They're talking about potentially putting a poll. We'll kind of debate that openly here on the show and talk a little bit more about that and ways that we can engage you. We understand that your most important radio station is WII-FM, right? What's in it for me? So we want to talk about that and how we can help you and, live a better life, avoid all that commission-based advice out there, and make you just a bit more street smart here on the Real Estate Quarterback Show. I want to remind you as well, if you're a business owner, we do have opportunities for other partners. We're looking for specific categories for our show. So just reach out, realestateradiotampa.com, or give us a call on our hotline at 813-917-1894. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. And this segment is brought to you by Michael Lysenko. He's a safe money coach. He's a financial advisor. He's a fiduciary, which is a big word in that space. It's going to help you, meaning that he puts your interest in front of his or any type of a company. So a lot of the so-called wealth advisors run around touting certain mutual funds. Michael Lysenko is our partner on the Real Estate Quarterback Show, safe money coach, and he's a fiduciary going to help you with your money and your investments. And just another one of our 80-plus show partners now with the show. And we all want to help you win no matter what you're looking at out there. Helping you win, that's our goal.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, I want to talk about a couple of hot listings. This one right here on Gardner Road is back on the market, 27-acre ranch. So attention builders, developers, anybody looking to potentially build like maybe an assisted living facility or some high-end custom homes. 7504 Gardner Road in Tampa. There's 3 parcels. It is a total of 27 acres listed at $1.27 million, and it's a great, great buying opportunity. The location is one of the best things. It's just south of the Citrus Park Mall, and it's just on the east side of the Veterans Expressway. So you talk about a central location to build some custom homes or whatever type of venture you want to look at. It's currently zoned R4, but it's 27 acres in the heart of Tampa Bay, 7504 Gardner Road in Tampa. So any builders, developers, entrepreneurs, reach out. We'd love to hear from you. 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. It's right next to the Alafaya River. Commercial corner lot. Great listing that I've got here. $599,000 for a 1,900 square feet building. currently has a tenant, whether you want to keep the restaurant in there or not. And it's also a great location in downtown Riverview with 30 parking spaces at 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. All right, so let's go back to Mr. Teo Leonard. He's the web design ninja here of Tampa Bay, and we just heard about his chancetowin.org, where he can help. If you're a fundraiser, you got a fundraiser out there for a youth program or any type of a nonprofit organization, he can help you with that, and doing a lot of web design as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So where we went with this was after about 150 different raffle sites directly for nonprofits, we kept getting smaller nonprofits like a PTA or a youth baseball or hockey team, and they're like, well, how do we do this and run this raffle so that we can increase our revenue and bring it up to current technology? And so shy of them having their own website and hiring a developer and building this, we created chancetowin.org. It's chance2win.org. And any nonprofit can go up and register, and they get their own dedicated page on the website. And then they can post their raffle, and they can do structured ticket packages. So they can do a ticket for $10, 3 for $25, et cetera. And right now we have launched it this week, so it's brand new. We've been in beta for about a month and a half. We've run a couple dozen raffles through it. The average increase is about 6x, which is kind of shocking, although we have built-in media share, social media sharing, and instead of all the parents or the church members walking around selling raffles, now they're all sharing it on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, exactly. Google, sending out the email list. And a huge benefit for the charity is, if you think back to the old tickets, everyone would write their name, address, and phone number in. They pick the winner, and they're like, okay, who can read this? Yeah. I mean, no one's able to read that writing. And with this, the charity gets an export of all the tickets as well as all the donors. So now they have the address, phone number, and email and phones, so that the next campaign, they know who the people are that support. And we all know marketing, in marketing, I mean, our best customers are our current customers, and our customers' referrals. So that whole social media has had a great impact on it. We're really excited about it. And it's virtually no cost. The way that we've structured it is it really is about no cost to the charity. So it's simple to set up, and they can still do their tickets manually as well. So if they're at our recent hockey group that did it, they're also selling 50-50 tickets at the arena, and those get entered into the drawing as well. So there's an easy way to manage all that.
I love it. And I've got to know Teo well over the years, and we're parts of partners and network. Kenny Fernandez has awesome groups, and Teo's got some great stories. If you ever get a chance to meet Teo, pull him to the side, talk about some of the history. And it was one of the funnier ones is he said that back in the day there was this company, this pizza company, that called him up and said, hey, we'd like to take a look at maybe doing some online orders for pizza delivery, right?
Yeah, it was funny, and it was almost 23 years ago. It was about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and the internet had about 30 or 40 websites, and they called, and we were building servers and email servers and stuff, and they go, we want people to be able to order pizzas online. And we just laughed. I mean, literally, you dropped the phone because, you had to plug your phone into the computer and dial it up, and then 15, 20 minutes later, you were connected to the internet. There was no way to process money. There was no way to build a database, and that original site actually generated the order, and we would scrape it. So basically, you could order a pizza with or without toppings, and then we would fax the order to Fort Wayne, Indiana, of all places, where then somebody was there looking in a book, and then would call, South Tampa and go, hey, do you deliver to this address? And they're like, oh, no, that's the Hyde Park address. So
wow.
30, 40 minutes later, you'd get a call back from the store. Did you order a pizza? Yeah, but we already ordered Chinese. It's been delivered, and we've eaten it. And who would have thought that today you can do all this on your phone? And, the chance to win, it's all mobile. It's super simple to check out. And the technology has just grown so much in the last 23 years. It's incredible. So.
It really is. And I was listening to, I love to listen to Darren Hardy and of course, Tony Robbins and different folks. But, I was listening to one of his talks he just gave recently, and it was talking about how we've doubled, in such of a shorter time, all of the information and the data. And, I watched that Steve Jobs movie the other night as well. But, the next 20 years and the next 100 years, how much innovation is going to happen in that space versus the last 2,000 years, right?
Well, even the last 4 or 5. I mean, if you think back, it wasn't that long ago that we were really struggling with how do we do certain websites to be able to display on your BlackBerry. And the whole click to call and integrate into safe passwords and work within apps and everything else, it accelerates so quickly. Stuff that we built 3 years ago is tremendously outdated.
Yep.
And it's not that we didn't plan for it; it's that the technology didn't exist 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. It's an interesting world and a lot of changes. The only thing that's certain is in this world is change, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to touch on this story, Howard Franklin Bridge, proposal for a northbound lane on Howard Franklin Bridge. The story just basically reads that they're talking about adding one lane in. That would be a tolled express lane. I think it was about $6 that we're talking about. So people that want to go a little bit faster, I believe, can pay the extra money. But if not, they can go on the other 3 lanes. But I just wanted to get that in for our listeners out there since we teased it. Now I want to jump into our lightning round. All right, top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. John, Grant-EAG-LED lighting.
Well, all you facility managers, you business owners, start looking around at what you got going on. One of the things I'm actually just sitting here thinking about, as you said, the lightning round is I drive down the street sometimes coming home from baseball or football games, and I notice that half the signs on the street are out.
Right.
And we're actually working with a major real estate company, a national real estate franchise company, and they have corporate and they have franchise offices. And so we're going to be doing about 300-400 offices between Florida, Texas, and the Carolinas. And that's one of the big things with them is that every time they move into a space corporately for their, either commercial or residential real estate, they actually sign a 4 or 5 year lease. And typically 2 or 3 times in that 4 or 5 year lease, they have to replace the signage or the lights in the signage because the weather gets to it and it's electric in there. So we can come out, we can take the guts out the sign, put LEDs in there that are waterproof and corrosion proof, especially here in Florida or in areas, if you happen to be listening to us on the iHeart app and other parts of the country that get cold. We can come in, take them guts out, put stuff in there that makes your lights bright for 10, 15 years.
Love it. Love it. Shawn Yesner, got about 30 seconds for you.
Yeah, I would just say make sure you're keeping your documentation. Make sure that you're not being intimidated by the banks. And if the banks are calling and harassing you, keep good notes. Get those to me, and I can help maybe make the banks go away.
Yeah, great point. Take good notes. That's going to help a lot. Go ahead, Teo.
Yeah, real quick, the big advice for us is if you have a business and your website's more than 3 years old, you can contact us at thewebdesignninja.com and we'll be happy to take a look at it. If you know of a charity that is struggling with their fundraising, even if they just want to do a 50-50, they can go to chance2win.org and sign up for a free account, and we're happy to help them any way we can.
Love it, love it. Yeah, great show today. I want to thank John, Grant-EAG-LED Lighting, attorney Shawn Yesner, YesnerLaw.com, and Teo Leonard, the web design ninja of Tampa Bay. Also, all of our listeners out there, thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the show. We just got great ratings back from our reps over at the show here, so real excited about the ratings and all the positive momentum that we have here with the quarterback shows and a lot of good things. Tune in Friday nights. Check out John and Connor and Scott Levinson and we rotate some of our other partners in there.
Yep.
And I want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as maybe packing up some leftover food, handing it to some of the other folks on the roadways out there. And please join us next time. Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradio.tampa.com.